He said, another fine mess you done got me into.
Uh-huh.
And that's how I looked at myself. I was like, how did you get here so fast, so quick, and a slippery slope with this young lady who you're acting like you're in love, and then she's acting like you ain't, we friendly, but we ain't got it going on like that.
Right.
So it was more of an opportunity for her.
Yeah.
And then when I thought we were going down the road, girlfriend flipped the switch on me
Yeah.
so quick and had somebody on the side.
That's a form of
Look,
manipulation too.
I was about to say that very
Right.
word. You took it out of my
That's
mouth.
a form of
Right.
manipulation.
It's not
Right.
change, but it's manipulation.
Right, but
Remember
see,
the
I was being
manipulation?
changed.
Absolutely.
I
But
was being
you
changed
were
to fit her.
you were being
Manipulated.
manipulated.
Right. So I was
to
conforming.
benefit them,
Right,
not you.
right. It was never about me.
She was changing you for her, not for
I
you.
know.
I
I,
was-
I lived it. I
Look,
know.
I was singing that Bill Withers song.
Not
Keep
the
on-
Bill Withers.
Yeah, keep on using me till you can't use me
No
no
more.
more. Yeah, and I felt like
Until
that's
you
something.
use me,
Yeah. And
yeah.
when
Well,
you
sing it,
say,
Toby.
brother, you don't know like I know, brother.
You don't know what you don't know until you know what you know.
Right,
And
Yeah.
by then, it can be either late
right,
or right on time.
Right on
Right.
time.
And we like to think that it's always right on time
right.
because our timing is skewed.
Always.
Our timing is skewed, and we've got to learn some things before we get out of that time.
Right,
We cannot get out of this bubble until we've learned the lesson.
right,
And then we learn a lesson. We can burst that bubble and do something else. But brother, change is difficult, change is constant, and change is necessary.
It's necessary.
All those things.
yeah,
And if we don't change our ways, if we don't change the way we speak, think, live, drive, whatever it is, you can't drive like you drive in Atlanta, Georgia, in Los Angeles, California.
Oh no, you can't.
You got to change.
Try New York. Even New
Whatever,
York.
wherever you go, the driving is not the same as it is here in Atlanta.
No.
It's not.
So you have to change that, right? That's a difficult change, but it's necessary.
Adapt.
Yeah,
You have to change that.
yeah, you have to.
Or else you're going to die, you're going to kill somebody else.
Exactly.
All right, it's going to be a
Right.
problem. So change is necessary, brother. I know we're on the subject of change and don't change me, but sometimes we need to be changed, but we don't recognize that we need to be changed until it becomes a part of, I feel forced now.
Right,
Don't force me to change.
right,
Don't do that.
right,
Love me to change like your girl's doing
right.
for you. Love me to change. Now, and there's ways to do that.
Correct.
But women and sometimes men don't understand that there's a way to change people. And most times you got to change by example first.
Right.
You got to change by example. I got a lady, all right, who I think has needed to change her physical fitness for a couple of years,
Right.
Right.
right? So no matter how much I spoke to her about that, she was like, nah, I'm going to just do what I'm doing. And I think it's okay.
Uh-oh.
It's not enough in my eyes,
Right.
right? And I think as she continues to mature, it's not going to be enough for her either.
Right.
What I don't want to do, and I know anybody can get sick and get whatever, have any kind of ailments or whatever, but what I don't want to do is if we continue to do what we're doing, grow in love and all those other type of things, I don't want to be at 65, which is not too long from now,
Right.
pushing you around
Exactly.
or pulling you around.
Right.
I ain't trying to do all that.
A walker.
So you either get it together
Right.
or you are without Brian David,
Right.
okay? But it wasn't until her son's girlfriend came with a miraculous change in her physique that she now says, well, what have you been doing?
I want to know the secret.
I want to know the secret. I've been telling you the secret for a long time. You got to go to the gym. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to put
Right.
the spoon. You gotta put the spoon down and do what you got to do. All right, but
Put the spoon down.
but it wasn't until she said what she said
Right.
that she said, "Oh, I'm doing this thing."
Yeah. And sometimes people are like your children. You can preach to the cows.
All
you,
day.
You can preach and
Until
preach
they
to
see
them.
their age, their mates
And then,
doing something.
but this is what I told someone. I said, look, you give them all the correct information. They won't listen to you.
No.
But sometimes it takes someone else to say the exact same thing,
The exact same way.
and the light bulb comes on and says,
Mhm.
I'm going to do that.
Yep.
I'm going to do that. Why?
Wholeheartedly.
Because I can receive from them, you I don't want to receive from, because either you're lecturing me or I feel like you're putting me down, or I don't want to receive it from you, but I can receive it from them.
Right.
And the process of the change is, I'm not affected because you don't want to receive it from me. I'm glad that you're receiving it, period, for your change.
And you have to be.
A lot of times, even in your situation, your family couldn't reach you, but it was someone else who reached you,
You reached me.
who made you realize,
And I classified
need to
that.
change.
And I classified that as a behavioral defect.
right,
We all have behavioral defects. It's just up to us
All
to
of us
change it ourselves,
You're right.
or we change it with the love and support of someone, or someone, or a group of people who care about you as a person.
Or it could have been an event that you have gone through as well,
Exactly.
which
an
can cause you to
event,
change.
Which caused the change, which separation, the divorce, and everything. And now you're living in you have a better situation in your life now, and now I'm with someone who helped me with my behavioral defect.
Okay.
well, we always say
So-
that God is sovereign, right?
Right.
And He wastes nothing.
Right.
And He puts someone on time, at the right time,
Right.
that your
This
mind,
time.
your ear,
This time. Right.
Because this ain't the first time. I'm
Right.
certain.
No,
This ain't the first time that he's tried to intervene and get you to go another direction.
You know,
and
and
I'm
you know
raising
the
my hand.
reason-
I'm raising my hand as well.
Right. And you know the reason why? I know 17 years, baby. Please forgive me if you're watching this. That's a bad number for both of us. But after being
That's a great number. You're
there
still here.
for so long,
Right.
and the reason why I didn't pull the trigger when I wanted to pull the trigger, I wanted to pull the trigger, I think about maybe 14, at year 14 or year 13. I was afraid. Because I was afraid of change, number one. And two, how is the Lord going to look at me? How is the Lord going to perceive me if I walk away? Because I know how the Lord feels about divorce.
I think people get that mixed up. I think people get it mixed
terrified
up.
of that. Said, Lord, I'm going to have to answer to you one
God
day
is
about
God
this.
is God is such a forgiving God.
Right, and I said,
People
you
get that
know,
mixed up.
Right, and I said, God, until it took some friends, some really close friends in my circle, who said, God is forgiving you.
Right.
Don't worry about that.
Because he don't want you to be miserable, either.
And again, I waited.
So the
I'm like,
choice.
do I need to be? I know, God, I know how you feel about divorce.
Listen,
But
man.
at the same time, but you're the same Lord who wants us to be happy in this world.
Right.
So it was a battle and struggle for me, and it took.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, honey, I'm gonna put your name out here. It took money to explain it to me, like, babe, it is okay. I went through the same thing. It is okay. God has forgiven you. Because you're divorced don't mean you're not going to enter heaven if you act right. You know? And I'm like, okay. So I've accepted it, I've embraced it, and I've moved on, and God has given me a better life. Change. Now, again, this goes back to my 63, 65%. Stop trying to change me, but this change was needed.
Necessary.
It was necessary.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so, and I'm grateful for it.
You
And
should be.
I just hope this helps somebody out.
You should be.
Because, you know,
You should be.
I even wrote, I co-authored
Right.
a book about this.
We did that. We did the same thing, bro. Come on now. We've been doing some things together.
Right.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
book we wrote we put together.
Yeah.
Right.
Life, love, and lockup.
Life, love, and lockup. I shared some of that in the book.
My pain became my character.
My pain became my character.
All right.
Yep.
It's a real deal. It's a
Yeah.
real deal.
So I'm taking it through that process of your change. What I notice about people who change is that there are other people who come alongside of them, not just that one person. Normally what you start seeing is a filter of people who was there or standing by and says, I'm glad you're out of this.
Right.
I'm glad that she helped you along the way. And then you said, my family started calling, my mom started calling me, my brothers are closer. What normally is that in the process of marriage or in that courtship, you have, this is where we get the here in Western culture, stay out of my business, you're not supposed to be, in biblical terms, the whole village or everyone was invited. Why? Because the accountability was for everyone to have your back for your marriage to walk through it.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So the whole village or the whole body of Christ is supposed to walk with it. We have it messed up in Western culture because
Right.
we was like, oh, it's just me and my boo. This is just our thing.
It's
no,
our business.
it's
Stay
not.
out of it.
Right. And God says, no, it's not your business. It's all of our business because when we make the decree in front of the whole body is to hold you accountable for how you walk as a Christian. So when we see that you are going through some difficult times, we are supposed to gird you up. We're supposed to help you. We're supposed to pray. We're supposed to support you. We're supposed to walk with you while you're going through the transition, because that's what Christianity is about. You're doing a transition, and I always tell people this: life is so long as an education, and what I mean by that is this: you're from the time you're born till the time you die, you're constantly in school.
If you ain't learning, you dying.
You're dying,
There
right?
you
If
go.
you ain't learning, you're
You're
dying.
And that's for
constantly
real.
in school.
Oh, yeah, I concur. I concur
so,
with that.
We used to say that I wish the old man had told me or taught me about change.
Well, you know what? I think we all know the saying. I think we all know the saying. The older I get, the smarter my parents become.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
The older I get, the smarter my parents become.
right.
And it's amazing that I look back. Now, my father's been gone now. He's been dead now for 23 years.
Oh, wow.
But I hear him regularly. I not only hear him, but I hear him from myself coming out
hear
in
my
what I
dad.
say.
My
I'm
dad
like,
too.
Thomas said that. You know what I mean?
Right.
I never thought I would say that. But I've said that a number of times because he was wise beyond my understanding
Right.
at the time.
Exactly.
All right? And even in death, he's still wiser than me. Because I'm still learning from things that he left me,
Right.
things he left me with.
Right.
The sayings, the movements, the songs, right?
Right.
I have I'm a blues aficionado. My father was a blues man. I love blues today.
Do you?
You can put blues on, bro. I'm good for the day. Leave me alone. I'm all right.
You can get a lot of compliments.
I'm good.
Ah.
All right. But we go through changes because change is necessary. It's necessary to go through change.
Yeah.
Do you think Jesus was able to do all that he would do, all he did without changing his environment? Because you spoke earlier about the things that you could do in your own circle.
Right.
Jesus said, "I can't do any kind of miracles here because I'm your homie. I'm the homeboy.
Right.
I'm Mary and Joseph's son.
Right.
Y'all don't believe nothing I'm doing."
Yeah.
So he had to leave that joint and do something else someplace else
Right.
in order for him to be successful in what he did. You understand? All right? So we've got to change. If Jesus changed, we can't change. You know, if nothing but the environment. Now, I know his message was the same, was consistent. I understand that his message was consistent. But his environment had to change so he could do what he needed to do for those that were to listen. And we have to change our environment oftentimes in order for we ourselves, to benefit from this life that we've got left. If we are unwilling to change, we are unwilling to live.
That is a very, very, very great statement. Because
I agree. Totally.
Go ahead.
I agree. You were talking about dads. This month will be 8 years that I lost my dad. And around this time of the year, around May, I have my moments when
Right.
I'm quiet and I'm
Right.
kind of emotional about my dad. And I remember when my dad passed away. A few weeks before he passed away, he's like, first generation American Nigerian. He's
Right.
like, my friend, I don't need you to sit here and mope and cry if something happens to me.
Right.
My friend, you're a man. You're going to lead this family. When I'm gone, I said, Dad, you're not going anywhere. Stop. Look, tomorrow is not promised to anybody. He'll probably say, tomorrow is not promised. You better step up and be a man because you're going to lead this family and your mother is going to defer to you to make decisions for the family. And I'm like, Dad, why are you talking like this? Sometimes I feel like these guys, they know when they're about to
It's
leave.
preparation,
Right.
brother.
Preparation.
Mhm.
So that when Dad passed away, you talk about, I didn't want to change. I still wanted to be okay. I'm the oldest, whatnot. Mom is there, this and that. But I had to step up. Now my siblings and my sister, my brothers and my sisters, they look up to me now before any decisions made pertaining to the family.
which is cool.
You know,
But
it ain't
but
that cool.
but it's a responsibility.
right,
Right.
right.
Yeah.
Like every time that phone rings from Nigeria, I get nervous.
Yeah.
Like, okay, what happened? I don't even say hello anymore. I say, what happened? What happened?
Mhm.
If any of them call, what happened?
mhm.
Or is money. Every
Mhm.
time that phone rings, it feels like it costs me. Every
Right,
time that
right,
phone
right,
rings.
right.
So it's like, the point I'm trying to make in this is change can be very difficult.
It is.
Change can be hard. And if you're not willing to make that change,
Mhm.
you're going to lose.
But I think the greater point here is when the topic is stop trying
Stop
to change me.
Change me.
The greater point is that I don't think that, and I'm say this. I guess I can say this. I think I can say it all right. Black men and black women oftentimes are embattled for no apparent reason. For no apparent reason at all. But when that woman wants that man to change,
Mm-hmm.
it's a conflict. When that man wants that woman to change, it's a conflict.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we get to the point to where we can peacefully agree to disagree? Do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? All right? Do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? How much change are you asking me to do, is what we think, that you are unwilling to do? So I think there's change on both ends, but are both of us willing to change enough to satisfy the other's need or desire, or to satisfy my need to see you do better and to satisfy your need to see me do better? Mm-hmm. Why is change necessary? First of all, why is it necessary? It's necessary because you want me to change it, because you want me to be who you want me to be? Or are you attempting to make me better than who I am at this point in time?
Most of the time, it's the first.
It's the first one, most of the time.
No, most of the time, it's the first one.
Most of the time it's the
If
first one.
I need you to fit. I need you to fit my bill.
I need it to fit what I need.
Right.
Okay?
And that's where selfishness
And
comes
that's
into play.
absolutely right.
Okay, so
And manipulation.
That's where manipulation and selfishness
let
comes
me
into
ask y'all
play.
this: where have you seen change like this transpires in the church?
Oh, that's a huge situation, bro.
Brian, 1 point on that one. 1 point.
He said run. He said run.
I don't think that people in the church do what the word that they read says.
Yep.
They don't do it.
They're the worst ones.
And let me point out a few things.
Go ahead.
Call it.
All right?
Call it.
The word that you read says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
To you.
Okay? It also says, in all thy getting, get an understanding.
Right.
It says, study to show thyself approved. Right?
Okay. Got
It's
three
all individual. And I could go, I don't know how much time you got, but we can go much deeper than that. But what we don't do is when we are studying, when we are students of the word, and you deal with somebody that does not have your understanding or does not want to have your understanding,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
you are belittled for studying further than they have studied.
Right.
Okay.
They go to church Sunday, and they might go Wednesday. I don't know.
Okay,
All right.
so- well, go ahead.
But after Sunday afternoon is over with,
Yeah.
after they've been to that rally,
Yeah.
that rah-rah lift me up,
Okay.
You called it rally.
bruh, it's all different. Now, I was born and raised in the Church of God in Christ, Pentecostal upbringing, strict doctrine.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Today, I speak to my mother from time to time about the things that I have studied and grown to understand
Right.
for myself, because that's what the word says for me to do.
Right. For change
All
to
right.
transpire. Right.
Because my mama can't get me into heaven.
Right.
No.
She can't say, Lord, let him in, because I know he's an idiot, but let him in.
Mm-hmm.
She can't do that.
No.
She can't do it.
No.
But the people in the church are not doing what the word that they say, that they read, says.
Is it because they're unwilling to change? Because what I'm finding about the reason why I bring this up, right, is because we're going to deal. We've dealt with real life. Now we need to deal with, as I call, let's go into the church house, because where the judgment always starts, it's going to start in his house. He says
Right.
why? Because I've given you the word. I've given you my mandate. Now it's up to you to disseminate that I left you in charge of.
And that's the problem. That's one of the issues.
Right. So and that was the issue when Yeshua came.
That's right.
When Jesus came.
Right.
The reason why Yeshua had to come because why? The high priest did not do
Right.
what he was supposed to do.
He was supposed
So
to do.
that's why he says that's why the writ says we have a high priest in him who's like the order of Melchizedek, who there is no fault in, right?
Right.
So it was a reflection of somebody had to come because someone wasn't doing what they were supposed to do. So
It's happening right now.
Right. So inevitably, they were supposed to be our example, not only to the immediate parties around it, but to the whole entire world. They were supposed to set the example, set the tone. And when it didn't happen, which he knew it wasn't going to happen, he says, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to send the only begotten. I'm going to send Adonai to do what needed to be done. The reason why I said change is because we used to, when we get older, we always say, there's a saying we say now, they don't make them like they used to.
They don't
True.
make 'em like they used to.
They don't make them like they used to.
True. We
So
know
I
that to
say
be the
that
fact.
because it was like, like old folks say, I love that old church. When you say Pentecostal Church of God in Christ, you know how like they say, when they say they seen miracles happen, or somebody that you knew that was broken, didn't have anything, and that woman got a house or her rent paid for X amount of time, they jumped up and started running around. They don't do what they
don't do
used
that.
to do.
Right.
Okay, so
Ain't no more tearing meetings.
yeah. Oh,
We ain't
or
done none of
used to
that.
Used to say we're gonna go up to the front and you couldn't get up until
Right.
you repented.
Right.
Yeah.
You wasn't gonna get up until
Yeah.
you
Yeah, that was something else.
yeah.
You there all night long in Church of God in Christ, boy.
Oh yeah. And you coming
Friday
coming-
night, Sunday morning, Jay.
Friday night, Sunday morning, and you're constantly looking at your
Oh,
watch.
yeah. And you're right. Change has to happen in the house of the Lord. A lot of it does not get taken place because we're too busy entertaining and we
Oh, I was
we
gonna
want,
say that.
Yeah, well, we want filthy lucre too. So the problem is we have not done our biblical mandate that was given to us. But my brothers, it's been great. I can stay here, especially when it's talking about the writ, the word, the logos, as they like to say
Yeah.
in the Greek, all day about that. But I want to say thank you. Y'all have been awesome. I'm looking
Thank
forward
you
to
for
y'all
having
coming
us.
back. No,
Absolutely.
the pleasure is all mine. But we're going to wrap this thing up. Thank you for watching Mind of a Man. Next week, our next topic, stop playing mind games.
Stop playing mind
Oh.
games.
Stop playing mind games.
Is that a 2-hour show?
Is that a 2-hour show?
I think that might be one of them 2-hour shows, but stop playing mind games. I look forward to seeing y'all here. And my guests, my co-host, I don't like to call them guests. I like to call them co-hosts. They're like family. My brothers, when we sit at the table, we like to get real. We like to talk about actual life issues. I know as brothers and sisters out there that have the same kind of life issues, I like to bring it to you straight to you so you can hear from men who have walked everyday life about what's going on in our lives, especially men of color, sisters of color, all of you. Bless you. Thank you for watching. And as I say, stay tuned for next week. Stop playing mind games. We love y'all. God bless.